Better get this out. Crap. No, don't call the voicemail. All right, doing the national anthem right now. All right, Mark.
All right, let's do a record check.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1.
Welcome everybody to Redman football. So you can see if you can hear me on the headphones. Hope everybody enjoys these football games here. Looks like we're having the coin toss. Didn't actually see what the coin toss happened, so you can hear me just fine, not buzzy or nothing. Okay, I'll turn it back a minute. Thank you. You're Tegan, right? Tegan what? Mackenzie, not me. Taylor's little brother, right? Taylor's little brother. Yep.
I could say something, but I won't.
Okay. They're going to have a commemoration.
Thank you, and always be Bailey amazing.
The last 10, and I think 8 like in a row or something like that. How many state championships during that time does Smith Center have?
2.
See?
The last 2.
So just because they lose to Phillipsburg doesn't stop them from winning state championships.
Yep, and Phillipsburg has 2 in that amount of time as well. Of course, 2 in the last 4. And Smith Center's back-to-back. Their only blemish, the one loss, is to Phillipsburg both the years in these last 2 years. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this year. Of course, Smith Center has a big one next week against Plainville, and, well, Phillipsburg starts districts next week against their huge rival in Norton. So, man, the Mid-Continent League, there is no days off. Even Oakley right now, 2-0. They got to take on Norton tonight, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. TMP's a much improved team. Ellis, well,
They're improved. They're better.
I was going to ask you how they were. I mean, the score doesn't show it, but it sounded like they've been doing. They're improved as well. They're under a new coach, so
they have a good-looking quarterback. He's like 6'2", 190. He can throw a ball really accurate. He picked the Panthers apart. So I mean, they're. I don't know if there's an easy team in the MCL at all this year.
There's not. I mean, TMP. They held Smith Center to 13 points in that first half, and you'll see it coming up later on in the year here in a couple weeks. But TMP is a much improved team here in a couple years. They're pretty young, so it'll be interesting to see what their coach can do down there and help build that team. They just need stability. That's what TMP needs, is some stability.
Yeah, they just need to have the same coach more than 1 year at a time. That'll help. I mean,
it looks like as we get set here, looks like Smith Center is going to receive the opening kickoff. So that's how things are going to go. Looking at the flags out there, it might be a tough night trying to pass the ball, which normally works out all right for these two teams because they end up running the ball about 85% of the time anyway.
Panthers are in their dark blue uniforms, gold letters, gold trim. Of course, Smith Center is in the all white, red letters, and the green trim. So that sets them up. And like I say, this will be an interesting match. There's a lot on the line for tonight's game.
There really is. We talked about it. The first 4 weeks of the season may decide the MCL champion, and right now Plainville's sitting in a good spot as the opening kickoff goes to the 15 to Kugler. Kugler's at the 25, and he's going to be brought down at the 30. So nice field position to start the ball game for the Redmen.
So we'll set the Panther defense out there and see if they can come up with some stops here.
Starting for the Redman offense, of course, Trenton Colby will be the quarterback. The running backs, Colton Shoemaker, Jay Natwood, and Nate Hendrich. The tight end will be Colton Harrisnape. When he's tight end, he'll wear 35. The boys up front, Timmons, Spees, Montgomery, Conrad, Rothschild, and Kugler will be split out wide as he comes walking out to the numbers to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby again. They start at their own 30-yard line, left to right on your radio dial here in this first quarter. He awaits a snap from his All-State center, Joel Montgomery. Colby sees something he doesn't like, walks up to the line, changes the play. There's a snap. They go off the right side to Hendrich, and he's hit right away, falls forward for a gain of a couple.
Good job that time by the frontier interior line for the Panthers. Looked like Burrish was in there right away along with 31, Boston McDonald.
He's getting the start tonight because of some sickness, I think, and some injuries as the Redmen go with the hurry up. 2nd down and 8 after the gain of 2 for Hendrich. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. They come off the right side again with Hendrich. Lowers his shoulder and it gets across the 35 up to about the 36.
And that time Linker came in along with number 62. That's Burrish again. So good job so far by the defense. Limiting him to bring it up a third and let's call it a short 5.
So line to get is right at the 40-yard line, it looks like, as the Redmen face the first 3rd down of this ball game. First drive of the game. Left to right go the Redmen on your radio dial. There's the handoff. This time they go to Atwood off the left side. He breaks through. He's hit right at the line to get, and this one's going to depend on the spot, but we'll see. Well, they are already moving the line, so Atwood picks up the first down.
Yeah, his second effort got him that one there. The Panthers had him hit at about the 38, 39-yard line, but he spun to the outside and got a couple extra yards and leaned forward, so they pick up the first down of the ball game.
You've been doing this long enough. You remember his older brothers, Matt and Kyler. They were huge. Going to hand this one off to Hendrich again. This time he's going to be balled up right at the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a yard.
That time shooting through the bottom there. Looked like trying to pick up the number. As he turns around, that's 24. Sisson was the linebacker who shot the gap and made a nice tackle.
Again, hurry up offense for the Redmen. They're right back on the ball. 2nd down and 11 after the loss of 1. There's the snap. This time they hand it off to Shoemaker. He gets it to the outside. Shoemaker stiff arm at the 40. He's up to the 45-40. Shoemaker still on his feet at the Panther 40-yard line. He's driven out of bounds inside the 40 at about the 37-yard line. Great run for Colton Shoemaker. Pick up the first.
That time Sisson had to run him down, but Panthers lost containment on the defensive end, got sucked inside, and that's what happens if you don't play assignment football.
So 1st and 10 from the Panther 37-yard line is where the Redmen will take possession here. Harrisnape goes to the sideline. We'll see who comes in at tight end. As it looks like also Sergio Lambert coming into the ballgame. So Atwood will go to fullback. His first time at fullback in this young season. Shoemaker moves over to the right back. And again, Lambert, the left back. Lehman is the tight end on the left side. And now we have a flag here.
Yeah, both teams jump, so it'll be interesting to see who jumped first, I guess.
So again, Lehman is the tight end on the left side. And they are going to say false start on the Redmen, so that'll push them back 5 yards. So instead of 1st and 10 from the Panther 37, it's now 1st and 15 from the Panther 42.
And Mr. Burrish goes, phew, because he was the one that jumped for the Panthers, so he got a break there.
As Hendrich comes back into the ball game now, looks like Hairsnake back in a tight end. So the starting backfield back in the backfield for the Redmen. Their starting tight end back out there as they're going to hand this one off to, no, Trenton Colby keeps it himself, tries to follow out with through the hole, and he got back up to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Dibble and Johnson in on the tackle for the Panthers. Nice job stopping the surge there by Miller as the line did a good job that time penetrating.
So it's going to remain 2nd down and 15. Ball spotted there at the 42-yard line. 9:36 and counting left to go in this first quarter. This will be the 7th play of the drive for the Redmen. Opening drive of the ball game. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby with Griffin Kugler split out to the right. There's the snap, quick pass to Kugler. Kugler comes up with it. He's all the way back at the 45, stiff arm up to the 40, and he's going to be driven out of bounds close to the 37-yard line, so right about the original line of scrimmage.
Good job that time by Martin on the Panther side. He fought off the stiff arm there and waited for his teammates to catch up with him. And it brings up, like you mentioned, 3rd and a long 9 for Smith Center.
9:18 left to go in this first quarter. 0-0 is our score. Again, this first drive of the ball game as the Redmen looking to pick up the first down. Long 3rd down here. Again, 3rd down, long 9, short 10 as there's the snap. They hand it off to Shoemaker off the right side. He cuts back, still on his feet up to the 30. That's where he's going to be brought down, is right at the 30-yard line. So gain of about 7 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Redmen.
Boy, Linker got him by the ankles. He had to hold on because he was a step away from going the distance.
We'll see what the Redmen decide to do here. I'm sure they're not going to bring Sergio Lambert out to try to kick a field goal from here with this win. So sure they're going to go for it here on 4th and 3 from the Panther 30-yard line. As the Redmen go left to right on your radio dial with 8:48 and counting left to go in the first quarter. 0-0 the score. Can the Redmen pick up the first, or can the Panther defense hold and force a turnover on downs? There's the snap. They hand it off to Shoemaker. Shoemaker squirts through, picks up the first down and more. He's up inside the 20-yard line. Colton Shoemaker with another clutch run already on this first drive. His 2nd first down run.
Again, the Panthers not doing a good job wrapping. They hit him and probably had him right around the marker, but he spun off, kept his legs driving, and the Panthers missed a couple other tackles downfield.
Gain of 10 for Shoemaker, puts the ball right at the 20-yard line. So first time in the red zone for the Redmen in this ball game with 8:27 and counting left to go in the first quarter. Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby with Hairsnake the tight end on the left side. There's the snap from Montgomery. He hands it off to Atwood. Atwood follows his blockers, lowers his shoulder, gets up to about the 14-yard line. So gain of 6, we'll call it 2nd down and 4.
Sisson in on the tackle that time, took his legs out from him. But again, gain of 5 easily on first down. Panther defensive line needs to get some more penetration.
8 minutes exactly left to go in this first quarter. 0-0 our score. 11th play of the drive for the Redmen. 2nd down and 4. Ball at the 14-yard line. There's a snap from Montgomery. They go off the left side with Atwood again. Bounces this one to the outside, and he's going to be met quickly. He's going to lose a couple yards on the play.
That time Dibble took him head on and had some help from the sides in the backfield coming up. So the Panthers do a good job. And then, like I say, there's about a 2-yard loss. Going to bring up like a 3rd and 7, let's call it.
See what the Redmen can do here as the ball spotted about the 17-yard line with 7:15 and counting left to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is our score. Hairsnake the tight end on the left side. Kugler split out wide this time. He's at the numbers at the right side, covered up there by Martin, it looks like. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. They hand this one off to Atwood. Atwood squirts through, lowers his shoulder, and then he's going to be stood up. Going to pick up a couple, but still going to be short of that first down marker.
He gets back to about where he was before, so good job. The linebackers for the Panthers right now are reading pretty well and filling the gap. The line is, causing some traffic problems for them, so we're faced with the 4th, and let's call it about 5.
Well, looks like ball spotted right back at the 14-yard line. So you're right back to where he was at the beginning of things. So Kugler's going to be split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. See what the Redmen have drawn up here. There's the snap. They're handed off to Shoemaker. Shoemaker off the right side, follows his blockers. He's hitting the backfield. Nothing going there. Great stop by the Panther defense.
Martin shot. As soon as he saw it was a run, he shot, left his man on the outside, came shooting in there and dropped him right about the 15. So Panthers get the stop, but again, Smith Center uses a bunch of time here in this first quarter. So the Panthers take over on offense, and the Panthers come out in a weird set. Full house backfield, maybe we call it. They hand the ball off to the first back through, and he doesn't get a whole lot on the far side, as that, I believe, was Sisson on the cover. And he gets ahead for a couple yards.
Looks like Trenton Colby was in on the tackle for the Redmen from his safety position.
So it brings up second down for the Panthers. Second, let's call it 8. Just under 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. We're still scoreless, 0-0. As now the Panthers break the huddle. They go back to their new formations, as we call it. 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side, 1 back with sides in the backfield. Works out of the shotgun. Waits for the snap, hands ball up off the middle, and right ahead is McDonald, I believe, as he's the new fullback. He gets a couple more yards, and they keep marking it up. Let's call it third and short 6 for the Panthers.
Looks like Rothschild and Spees coming off the bottom of the pile for the Redmen on that tackle.
So now Miller comes out with the big cast. I don't know how effective he's going to be as a target. So we'll see what the Panthers can do here. Now the Panthers break the huddle. They send 1 wide out to the far side, 3 to the near side. Again, Sides is in the backfield, works out of the shotgun. Wants to throw a quick pass out, throws it out. Martin's got it. Now he's got to get upfield. He lowers his head. He may be close to the first down. We'll have to wait and see where his ball's spotted.
Kugler and Colby in on the tackle that time.
And they're looking at, so he's close. And they're going to bring it all the way across. So this is one of the first measures we've had all year.
Really? We've had a couple, but this is the right call by the ref. It's too close to call being that far away. Take the little bit of time that it's going to take for that chain gang to come out and make sure one way or the other.
Well, we just hope the chain gang is in good shape. They look like they've all handled it fairly well so far. As they demonstrate, we can't see whether it's short, good, or otherwise because it's going to be short. Now, what do the Panthers do here?
Bring up 4th down, so it'll be interesting because, I mean, they have the wind at their back right now, so if they decided to punt it, they should get a fairly good punt off because you definitely don't want to give the Redmen this good a field position, but when it's 4th and inches, it's kind of you're very tempted to go for it.
Well, in previous years, we've had that big, strong, okay, Kurt, go get the first down,
right. Okay, Traylon, go get the first down.
Or Mr. Coombs would do it, but we just don't have that size. And a lot of times we line up like we're going for it, and then we shift back into the quick punt formation. So we'll see. Panthers do send 2 to each side. Again, Sides is in the backfield. They're waiting for the officials to set the ball down and then get out of the way. And now the Panthers come up the line. Let's see whether or not the Panthers will go for it as they try to maybe get them to jump off sides, and they get them.
As somebody that would not be expected because normally he's got his hand in the dirt, Joel Montgomery, the All-State defensive lineman, with the injury to Aaron Moss. He's a middle linebacker, and instead of having his head right over the ball, this time he's itchy. He's ready to go when he's standing up, so just jumped off sides that time.
As you've mentioned, he's doing a great job at middle linebacker, too. You almost wish he was down at the defensive end or defensive line. But the penalty does give the Panthers a first down just inside their own 30, so a new sets it down. 3 to the near side, 1 to the far sides. Again, out of the shotgun. Now Martin goes in motion. Panthers look out. They hand the ball off to McDonald, and McDonald lowers his head and gets ahead for a couple yards. He's over the 32. So a gain of maybe, let's call it 3 on the play. And it will bring up let's call it 2nd and 7 for the Panthers.
Montgomery in on the tackle that time. This Panthers switching in a lot of different pieces right now, trying to find the right combination for these plays.
Again, Panthers, with this new offense, just haven't got any rhythm so far. Again, they send 2 to the far side, 2 to the near. Sides sends a man in motion. Sisson goes in motion. Now he cuts upside. He might have got away with it. Now Sides under some pressure. Now he just should take off, but he looks to throw it. Throws the ball, and it's tipped and incomplete. He had running room on the far side, but decided to go downfield, and it goes incomplete, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
Trenton Colby, the closest player for either team on that one. I think he tipped that one as it went out of bounds. A quick update for you, Jay, from a couple area games. Plainville already up on TMP 6-0, 6:15 left to go in the first quarter there. Victoria is up on Maxville 6-0, and Logan Palco tied with Wichita County at 8 there in the first quarter in that ball game.
So it brings up a big 3rd down for the Panthers. They got 3rd and 7. One to the far side, two to the near side. Now the tight end isn't tight. High snap, and now Sides just wants to look for it, and he doesn't have anything, and he fumbles the ball.
Joel Montgomery from the middle linebacker position shot the gap, forced the fumble, and Trenton Colby recovers the fumble for Smith Center.
So Sides turns the ball over, as that's something they haven't done all year, is just had a quarterback keeper, and the first time it does not work. As last time on second down, I thought he should have tucked it and run because he had some open field and with his speed. But Panthers do turn the ball over, and it's right at the Panther 30-yard line.
So a great starting field position for the Redmen as they send Kugler out to the right with 4:15 left to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is our score. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. They hand this one off to Atwood off the right side. He's going to fall forward for a gain of a couple.
Good job. That defensive line so far is doing a real good job stuffing it. You have Bovey and most of the time Miller, but now it looks like it's Johnson and Bovey, and Lemon is in there along with Jerby, Dibble. So that front five is doing a good job right now.
So it brings up a second down and 8 after the gain of 2 for Atwood. Griffin Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. They go off the left side, this time with Hendricks right up the middle. He's going to dive forward up to the 25. So gain of 3.
That time Johnson and Burrish hit him hard, and like you said, he dove forward for a couple yards.
That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Redmen. Just under 3.5 minutes left to play in this first quarter. We're still scoreless as looks like Colton Hairsnake brings the play in for the Redmen as Nolan Lehman heads to the sideline. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. Griffin Kugler split out to the right. It's the Redmen. Await the snap from Joel Montgomery. There it is. They go off to Atwood. Atwood cuts to the outside. Has one man to beat. Atwood's going to score. This time from 25 yards out. Jaden Atwood had one man to beat. No flags on the play with 2:59 left to go in the first quarter. Jaden Atwood puts the Redmen on the board 6-0.
Just a nice hard run. Again, the Panthers missed some tackles, and the Redmen are on the board.
So 2:59 left to play.
We were told to tell you guys that we have caramel apples and the funding is going
Okay, tell them over there. Yeah.
So the Redmen will line up to kick the extra point with Sergio Lambert. Lambert getting set here. Piece of snap is down. Colby's hold is true, and there's the kick, and Lambert gets the extra point. Put the Redmen up 7-0. 2:59 left to play in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more first quarter action right after this as you're listening to MCL football on a KKN KQMA. Had to think about it for a second.
I'd like to thank everybody who's contributed to our efforts here, trying to keep things rolling here with the video. Got Tegan up here helping out. Tegan McKenzie, Talon's little brother. So he's helping out here. From what I've seen, every once in a while when I look at my cell phone, it looks really good. I'd like to thank Next Tech. I'm using my cell phone right now to stream this all over the world, so thank you, Next Tech. Next Tech for your cell phone and security, business and IT, which is what I do, wireless, home phone, internet, and cable TV. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Dunstan.
As Lambert's kick is off.
Martin has the ball. He's at the 20, trying to get to the outside. Now he's just stutter steps, and you don't stutter step against Redmond, and down you go at the 21-yard line.
Let's see, Conrad and Montgomery there on the tackle for the Redmen.
So Panthers will start with their second possession here. As they say, 2:53 left to go here in quarter number 1. The Panthers will start from their own 21-yard line, see if they can't get something going offensively here against Smith Center.
Another game of interest. Salina Central out early on Salina South 7-0. So it'll be interesting to see how the Battle of Salina goes tonight.
Okay, Sides works out of shotgun now. Wants to throw. Looks over. Looks. Now he's trying to get outside. Now he's under some pressure. Has to cut up. Now he's just going to take off, and that's what he needs to do. He gets to the outside, and he gets ahead for probably 5-6 yards maybe on the play.
Sergio Lambert on the tackle for the Redmen.
They do move the ball out. Gain of about 7, so let's call it 2nd and 3 for the Panthers. Again, the Panthers sending in multiple players, trying to get the plays in and out. They've messed around with some signaling in from the sideline. And that
sometimes it's just easier to send the play in.
It takes a little more time, but now the Panthers break 2 to each side. Again, Sides in the shotgun. Sisson goes in motion. Sides wants to throw. Now he's got some time. Throws the ball out. He's got a man there. And it's caught. And that's Keaton with the catch. And he's up to the 49-yard line of Smith Center as Keaton got open and Sides delivered a nice ball right to him.
What a great play that time by the Panthers as Keaton got the step on Griffin Kugler, started head towards that sideline, and Ty Sides put it right where he needed to, where only Keaton could catch it.
Yeah, it was high, not high, but it was to the outside, so Smith Center would have had to go through him to get it, but a nice pass that time by Sides, and that's got to help his confidence here a little bit. And now the Panthers go back to that, let's call it just a jumbo set in the backfield. We'll see what they do here as they hand the ball off and gets a short gain of maybe a half a yard as that time Smith Center is all over that play.
It almost looks like the old J formation, but with the quarterback and shotgun standing next to the fullbacks. It's kind of what it looks like to me anyway.
It's offset, yeah. It's kind of a different look.
I don't know what you'd call it, but that's kind of what it looks like to me as they line up in that old J formation that we used to run, and just this time the quarterback's in shotgun next to him.
2 out to each side for Panthers. Sisson goes in motion. Now they kind of run the option. Pitch ball as Sisson has it. Wants to cut back inside. And he's ahead for a short gain again. As nice job that time by Smith Center pursuing the ball.
Charlie Timmons from his defensive end position. Charlie had 15 tackles last week against Norton, so he's kind of picking up where he left off from that defensive end position.
Puts the Panthers in a deep situation. Let's call it 3rd and a long 8 here, as Panthers haven't gotten anything going this series of downs, but let's see what they can come up with. 3rd and 8. Again, Panthers sent 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Sides waits for a snap, goes back, under a little bit of pressure, throws the ball out. He's got a ball out. He's got a man down there, and it's tipped around and almost intercepted, and it goes incomplete. So now it'll be 4th, and let's call it for the Panthers.
I think that time Griffin Kugler went up for the interception. Trenton Colby went up for the interception for the Redmen. And they just kind of ran into each other. And I don't think it was his name, Hendrich and Colby both went up for the interception and kind of ran into each other as they were both slow getting up that time.
So let's see what the Panthers do here on 4th and 8. The ball is on the Smith Center 48-yard line.
Unfortunately, John Honeycutt's at Fort Hays right now, so not looking at the field goal.
It'd still be a long one for John, even then. So
he's got the wind at. He'd have the wind at his back.
Yep. Now the Panthers shift into punt formation. Going back to punt will be Sides. Waits for the snap. It's a low snap. He gets it across, punts it out of there quickly, and now it's caught.
Colby has it. He's up at the 15, gets a block at the 20, and that's where he's going to be brought down right about the 21 or 22 because he kind of fell forward. So
once again, the Panther defense is going to have to come to the answer why they try to figure out some things on the offensive end of it.
There's 29 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Smith Center leads 7-0. And the Redmen going to start at their own 22-yard line this time with Kugler split out to the right. Looks like Harris Snape, the tight end on the left side. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. Fumbles the snap, but does get the handoff to Colton Shoemaker. He's going to get up to about the 24.
Yeah, straight ahead play, 2 yards. Panthers defense, Burish along with Linker on the tackle for the Panthers.
So looks like 2nd down and 8 now for the Redmen. Ball at the 24-yard line. And, well, it looks like the Redmen going to be content with running out the first quarter, and that's how the first quarter ends with the Smith Center Redmen leading the Phillipsburg Panthers 7-0. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back with second quarter of action right after this as you're listening to MCL Football on KKN and KQMA.
Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for participating and contributing to our efforts here. Smith Center Redmen looking pretty good here. Tough back and forth challenge here between the Panthers and the Redmen. So hope you can come out and watch Redmen next week against Plainville. Going to be a tough match there. Tomorrow, Lady Red are going to be in Belleville for that Republic County tourney. We're going to be starting off at the elementary gym downtown, just to the west or the east of the courthouse. So if you're in Belleville and want to come watch some volleyball, Lady Red's going to be in action there. Lady Red is the 3rd seed. And hopefully we'll come out of there and be able to play for 1st and 2nd in the big gym there at the high school. And Lady Red will be traveling to TMP on Tuesday. I believe, can't remember what junior high is playing on Thursday, if they're going to Oakley. Yeah, it's a long ways away. So, looks like we're back in action here. Go Redmen.
To them on your own 30, it doesn't take Smith Center long to try to capitalize on that, and that's exactly what they did. Panther offense still trying to find that rhythm, but the defense is playing well.
Well, it's going to be 2nd down and 8 out of the break. The Redmen will now go right to left on your radio dial. 7-0 is our score. Smith Center leads Phillipsburg. Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Colby. There's the snap. They're going to hand this one off to Hendrick. Hendrick lowers his shoulder up to about the 25-yard line. So gain of maybe 1. Looks like they're going to give him the 26, so gain of 2. Bring up 3rd down, about 5.
Josh Johnson and Derby in on the tackle that time for the Panthers.
See what the Redmen decide to do here as they face yet another 3rd down. This will be the 5th 3rd down as coming into it. They've converted 2 of their 4. So, as you mentioned, Panthers defense doing pretty good, but we'll see what the Redmen can do here, facing 3rd down and 5. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. They are going to hand it off to Atwood off the left side. Atwood breaks the first tackle. He's at the 30, still on his feet at the 35, dragging Panther players out of bounds up to about the 37-yard line. So, big run there by Jaden Atwood off the left side.
Yeah, the Panthers just haven't gotten a good shot on him as far as, when they hand the ball off to that off back coming this way, they've got that lead backs out there. The Panthers need to figure out a way to get in there.
So 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line, we'll call it. As a big matchup in Mankato tonight, Hanover at Rock Hills. Hanover already up 16-0. No real surprise there, I guess. Hanover looking for win number 40 in a row. This is a Redmond face, 1st and 10 from their own 37. There is the snap. They're going to hand this one off. Nope, they're going to pass it, and Kugler just out of his reach as he had to lay out for it, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Martin on the cover that time for the Panthers. He was right there, step for step. So, like I say, incomplete pass, and the Panthers now, or the Redmen now find themselves a little behind the yardage there.
See if we can do a couple other quick updates for you. La Crosse up on Republic County after the first quarter, 7-0. Looks like into the first, Garden City's homecoming. So far, so good. Still scoreless with Hutchinson. So just a couple quick updates for you. Try to continue to update you throughout the day or night on some of those other scores. 2nd and 10 for the Redmen. As this time, Trenton Colby going to keep it himself, and Burrish is going to bring him down in the backfield.
Burrish shot the gap there and didn't buy the fake and did his assignment and threw the Smith Center quarterback for a loss of, let's call it, about 5.
So bring up 3rd down and 15. A long 3rd down here for the Redmen, as really kind of narrows the playbook down when it's 3rd down and 15 of what you're able to do. And
with these two teams, you're exactly right. They don't have a air attack that's just dynamic out there yet. So
it'll be interesting to see what the Redmen can come up with as they face 3rd down and 15 from their own 31-yard line. 10.5 minutes left to go and counting in this first half. Smith Center leads Phillipsburg 7-0. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. He's going to drop back to pass, gets it to Kugler. Kugler at the original line of scrimmage, breaks the first tackle. Kugler still on his feet up the sideline. He's at the 50, 45, still on his feet, all the way into Panther territory at the 40-yard line.
And again, the Panthers, far side, Martin was right there with him when he caught the ball, but did not make the tackle. Break the tackle, and you're one-on-one out there. If you don't make that tackle, you're going to give up a big gain.
Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 41-yard line, the Panther 41-yard line. So that moves the sticks and flips field position as the Redmen back in Panther territory as they face 1st and 10 from the Panther 41-yard line. Kugler split out to the right, and Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. This time they hand it off to Shoemaker off the right side. He sees an opening. Still on his feet, 1st down, and just a little more, I believe, as they got it, looks like marked at the 30, so just does pick up the 1st down.
So the Panther defense now getting gouged a little bit here. They're going to have to tighten that up as Smith Center seems to be getting their rhythm going.
So, ball right at the 30-yard line after an 11-yard pickup by Colton Shoemaker. Makes it 1st and 10 from the 30 with 9:40 left to go in the first half. Smith Center leads Phillipsburg 7-0 as it looks like Phillipsburg wants a timeout to talk things over. I guess we'll take one with them as we'll be back from Panther Stadium right after this. You're listening to Mid-Continental League Football on KKN and KQMA.
If you want to find out what's going on in Redman and Lady Redland, you can go to www.usd237.com and you'll be able to click on the athletic calendar. That's where most things show up there. And you can see the upcoming events and things like that. Homecoming festivities next Friday. So that's always fun. Going to be down there at the four-way stop around, I think about 2 o'clock, something like that. Usually we're down there. The band's going to be there, cheerleaders, football players, volleyball players, cross country showing up pretty well. Gracie Enix is looking really good there. So in junior high, volleyball is really just one of the best junior high teams I've seen since this senior. The girls are seniors are out, so we'll see how that turns out. Go back in action.
For the Redmen, Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. They go with Hendrich right up the middle. And not a lot going that time. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Looked like on the tackle for the Panthers, Boston McDonald, along with some of the other Panthers right there. And as you mentioned, about a half-yard loss for the Panther defense.
Oh, we'll just call it 2nd down and 10. Make it easy math that way. So ball still at the 30-yard line. Looks like Nolan Lehman is the tight end on the left side. Kugler split out to the right and Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. They go off the left side with Atwood. Atwood lowers his shoulder, tries to break the first tackle. Then some help from the Panther defense brings him down after game a couple.
Yeah, Johnson again with McDonald on the legs, and Johnson hit him high, and they dropped him after gain of, let's call it probably about 3 because they had a little bit of a half-yard loss. So good job that time by the Panther defense.
Looks like the ball is going to be right there at about the 27.5-yard line. So we'll call it 3rd down and a long 7, short 8 for the Redmen. Marker to get is the Panther 20-yard line. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. Harris Snape the tight end on the left side. Kugler split out to the right. There's a snap from Montgomery. They run the counter play with Shoemaker. Shoemaker breaks the first one. Then he's going to be tripped up by his own player. His own player, that's Brell Spees, was on the block, and Shoemaker just ran into his legs and is brought down because there was a lot of green grass in front of Colton Shoemaker. He saw the first down, but unfortunately for the Redmen, he tripped up on Spees' legs that time.
Yeah, assistant shot the gap, and the Redman lineman had to take him out. And like you say, he just caught his legs, and a break for the Panthers, and now brings up a big 4th down here for the Panthers.
We'll see what the Redmen have drawn up here. It's 4th down and 9 with Kugler split out to the right. 7:50 left to go in the first half. Smith Center leads 7-0. Harris Snape the tight end on the left side. There's a snap. Colby back to pass, looks for Kugler deep. Kugler's got a step. Can he haul it in? And no signal yet. He does. It's a touchdown. Griffin Kugler from 29 yards out. Pitch and catch with Trenton Colby. The 3rd time this season those two have hooked up for a touchdown. This time from 29 yards out. Griffin Kugler finds the end zone to make it 13-0.
That time the Panther defense, Martin just let the receiver get behind him, and it was a good pass, and they complete it. And now Smith Center opens up a lead here on the Panthers.
And it looks like Sergio Lambert is going to come out to kick the extra point. As we await the snap, there it is. Hold is down, kick is up, and no good this time as the wind caught that one, pushes it to the left, and it is going to make it 13-0. Smith Center leads Phillipsburg with a 7:37 left to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more second quarter action right after this. You're listening to MCL Football on KQMA, KKN, and the World Wide Web.
And on www.usd237.com and Next Tech Channel 165. Hope you enjoy these broadcasts and the things we do. Like to mention that the Home on the Range Spring Celebration is going to be coming up on May 2nd and 3rd of 2020. I know that's a long ways away, but you know, your calendars on your phones will go that far ahead, so you can set them up. There are going to be golf on Friday and Saturday, pickleball, and I'm not sure if that's Friday and Saturday also, or if just Saturday, and a fun run. And Mitch Holtis, the voice of the Chief, always brings up some of the Chief players back to have interviews and chats and sign autographs and things like that. So hope y'all can come out and set your calendar way ahead. So you're watching Redman Football on www.usd237, the Next Tech Channel 165.
Consistency on that offensive side.
So Lambert going to kick off, and a deep kick this time.
Martin kind of fumbled the kickoff, but he got back on top and returned it for about 5-6 yards after he bobbled it. And so the Panthers will start 1st and 10 just inside their own 25-yard line. And like I say, they've got to get something going here offensively here in this series. Let's see if the Panthers can do something there. 7:29 left to go. Again, Smith Center leads it by the score of 13-0. Side sets his team down. He's got 2 to each side. Panthers send a man in motion. That's Martin. They hand the ball off, and he fumbles the ball, and Smith Center has it. Oh, my gosh.
This time, Jaden Atwood comes up with the recovery.
Ball was just handed on the jet sweep, and Martin just fumbled the ball, and Panthers now put their defense in a very bad spot.
So the ball's going to be at the Panther 23-yard line. 7:25 left to go in this first half. Smith Center leads at 13-0. Quick update for you, Jay. Hoisington leads Larned 12-0 in the second quarter of that one.
They're going to be a tough out.
7:25 left to go. Smith Center leads at 13-0. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. So they look to capitalize on the fumble by the Panthers. And Colby keeps it himself around the left side. He's got blockers. Has one man to break a tackle on and cannot do it as they ride Trenton Colby out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
As McDonald was the last saving place for the Panthers as the defense knocked him out, but he gets it down all the way down to about the 11, so first down for the Smith Center at that point.
So second trip into the red zone for the Redmen. This time they're at the Panther 11-yard line. Last time the Panther defense held strong when the Redmen got into the red zone and forced a turnover on downs. We'll see what happens here as it's 1st and 10 from the 11. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the handoff to Sergio Lambert. This time he tries to get the outside and nothing doing there. Brock Burrish again in the backfield.
Yeah, Burrish is taking that end and he's not letting him get outside. And when he cuts it back in, he takes that away. So he's doing a really nice job on that far defensive end.
Loss of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 14. Ball right at the 15-yard line as Colton Shoemaker comes back in. And Sergio Lambert heads back to the sideline. Colton Hairsnape comes back in and Nolan Lehman heads to the sideline. 2nd down and 14 for the Redmen. 6:45 and counting left to go in the first half. Smith Center leads Phillipsburg 13-0. Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. Shoemaker, Atwood, and Hendrich. They hand it off to Atwood this time. He sees an opening. He gets hit and stood up right at the 10-yard line, and that's when the rest of the Panther defense comes to help him out.
To say, it looks like he got back to about the original line of scrimmage, and that time the linebackers, Linker and Dibble, kind of found him and shut him down, and but he did get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So 3rd down and a long 9, short 10 here. Ball right at the Panther 10-yard line. 6:08 left to go in this first half. Smith Center leads at 13-0. Kugler's going to run out. He'll be split out to the right. Hairsnape to tight end on the left side. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. That is Hendrich at fullback. Shoemaker and Atwood the running backs. 3rd down and 10. They're going to hand it off to Atwood. Atwood off the left side. He sees an opening. He's still on his feet, and Atwood's going to score this time from 10 yards out as he saw an opening, bounced off one of his own guys, and found another opening and goes into the end zone, this time from 10 yards out. His 2nd time in the end zone in this first half.
And the Panthers, again, had bodies there. As you mentioned, he bounced off people, so the Panthers did not do a good job of wrapping up. And this one's going to not be good, as the Panthers now find themselves down here with lots of time left to go here in the second quarter. They're going to have to find something going here.
So Lambert comes back out to try to kick the extra point. Last time he kicked one at this end zone, the wind caught it and pushed it to the left. We'll see if he can make the adjustments here. So this one's up, and this one is good. So with 5:46 left to play in the first half, Smith Center on the board this time. A 10-yard run by Jaden Atwood. The kick by Lambert was good. That makes it 20-0. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back with more second quarter action as you're listening to MCL Football on KKN, KQMA, and the World Wide Web.
Checking things out here. As I said, Lady Red's going to be at Republic County at Belleville for that big invitational there. Volleyball C team quad is going to be at Phillipsburg on Monday. JV football is going to be at Phillipsburg on Monday. And of course, Lady Red's going to be in TMP in Hayes, taking on TMP and Oakley. Next Thursday, cross country is going to be at Belleville. And yes, junior high volleyball is going to be at Oakley along with junior high football. And then, like I said, next Friday, of course, next Saturday, Friday and Saturday is going to be Old Settlers Day. So, oops, went too far. Plainville's going to be coming to town. Well, Lady Red will have to travel down to Horsington. There we go, back in action.
Up it here. Ball comes down, and it gets through both of them. Now, the Panthers get it at the 10, trying to get back. He's at the 15. He's got some running. Martin brings him all the way back up to about the 25. Maybe gets to 26 after both the two deep players let the ball get by him. Martin had to go back and get it, and he brings it all the way back out to just over the 25 to about the 26, and the Panthers will start 1st and 10 at that point.
Yeah, he made a whole lot of something out of a whole lot of nothing real quick because that ball was looking real bad for the Panthers. Martin able to pick it up, and that's a good job by his team to continue their blocks to continue to give him a hole.
So let's see if the Panthers can get something going here. They have 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Sides again. Wants to throw the jet sweep, and it's off Martin's fingertips as he can't bring the ball in, and it goes incomplete.
So just the 5th pass of the ball game for the Panthers. That one big one to Keaton picked up the first down. That might be the only completion, as we don't have our stat guy with us tonight. Robbie is preoccupied. He's got had other plans. Jason's had other plans as well. So we're without a stat guy, but he hasn't completed too many of those passes tonight.
No, the Panthers go back to the normal set, 2 to the far, 2 to the near. Martin now goes in motion. And they fake the ball, hand it up the middle. And that's McDonald, as McDonald runs right up the gut. And I think he's going to have enough for a first down as he dives over the 35 up to about the 37. So the Panthers pick up about 12 yards on the play and get the first down.
And their first rushing first down of the ball game. They have one through the air, that one to Keaton. And then they also picked that one up on a penalty. So the third first down of the ball game for the Panthers is that was a great run by Boston McDonald right up the middle.
So now the Panthers go back to 2 backs in the backfield, 1 wide out to each side. Sides, sets him down, hands it off to the second back through, and I believe that's Sisson as Montgomery and Sisson kind of get into a little bit, but Sisson gets ahead for about a yard, so let's call it 2nd and 9.
Hey, Montgomery, he's an all-state defensive lineman. Now they put him back in middle linebacker. He's getting to hit people like he's never got to before, and he's taking full advantage of it.
So the Panthers, well, they actually give him 2, so let's call it 2nd and 8. 4:42 to go here in the first half. Panthers down 20-0. They got to get something going. Now Martin goes in motion to the far side. High snap, and now Sides trying to follow up. He tries to break a couple tackles. He's ahead, and he's up to close to a first down, but he's going to be a little short as Sides just kept it on the quarterback keeper, and he gets about 6 yards, so it's going to be 3rd, and let's call it 1. And this is where the Panthers really miss. Well, they've been taking a quick look at it. They're going to measure again. This is where the Panthers miss that big back.
Yeah, it is, and I was just, as we were watching Ty Sides run, that's always been one of the weaknesses for a Redmond defense is a quarterback that can run. Cade Melvin last week in Norton. He's a dual threat quarterback, and he had over 100 yards passing, over 100 yards rushing on the Redmond defense. So you already said it. Ty's going to have to run a little bit more in this game than even Coach Covington would probably like him to, because it is one of the things that the Redmen struggle with because they are such an aggressive defense.
So he did get about the nose of football for the first down. So the Panthers keep this drive going with 4:28 to go here in the second quarter. Panthers would really like to get a few points on the board here. As we mentioned, they get the ball back to start the second half, so it could be a big momentum swing if they could get something positive here in this first half.
Ref still standing over the ball. There we go. Now it looks like we're ready to go.
Again, 2 to each side. Sides sets them down. And there's movement over there, but they didn't break the play. And
Panther faithful not happy about it, but he didn't. Perfect right down the line. His head stayed on his side of the line.
And now, man comes in motion. They hand the ball off. And the jet sweep's not going to get anything. As the Panthers, they have to come up with something else. I think the Smith Center has seen the jet sweep enough that they're not going to be fooled by that at all.
1, 2, and 3 there for the Redmen. Shoemaker, Kugler, and Hendrich all in on the tackle that time for the Redmen. Does pick up a couple, though.
Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. Went out of bounds, stopped the clock. We have 4:05 left to go here in the second period. Again, the Panthers down 20-0. Now they send 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Sides sets his team down, looks over the defense, takes the ball, hands it off to the first back through. Right up the gut goes McDonald, and he runs hard, and he's up over the 45 to, well, just inside the Smith Center 45, so he picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards, brings up 3rd, and let's call it a long 3.
Another nice hard run by McDonald right up the middle as he comes to the sideline now for this Panther defense, but he's got some big shoes to fill. Gower had been running the ball very well, so McDonald, when he's been asked, he's been running hard right up the middle.
Same formation for the Panthers, and again, this time, can't do the same thing too many times. Smith Center, 4 guys are in there and level Linker, and now brings up 4th down for the Panthers.
Timmons in on the tackle that time for the Redmen. He's the first one to hit him as, again, Charlie stepping up. That big defensive end position that the Redmen have had over the last couple of years with Dalton Kuhn and then Austin Holbman last year. Now they're asking Charlie Timmons to fill that hole, and so far, not too bad for the Redmen.
So Panthers send 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Sides is in the shotgun. Looks like the Panthers may go for it. As now looks up, and now they send Linker to the other side. And they will go for it. They fake the handout. The quick pass over the middle is caught and then dropped by Sisson. So the Panthers will turn the ball over with 2:41 left to go. Smith Center has another good field position to start from with their drive.
They're going to start with the ball at their own 47 this time. 2:41 left to go in this first half. 1st and 10 from their 47. See what Coach Sass and this offense has in store for this drive. They had turnover on downs on their first drive, and then since then it's been 3 straight touchdown drives for the Redmen. This time they send Kugler out to the right. Harris Nape, the tight end on the left side, and it's going to be Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. Hendrich, the fullback, Shoemaker, and Atwood, the running backs. There's a snap from Montgomery. They hand it off to Atwood off the left side. He breaks the first tackle, and he's going to get brought down inside Panther territory across the 50 up to about the 48.
That Liggett can get on the tackle for the Panthers along with Miller. But again, they get a good first down, 6 yards or so on the first play. So the Panthers got to hope that clock keeps running and say they can regroup here at halftime.
2:15 and counting left to go in the first half. Smith Center leads it 20-0. Well, this is one of the few times that the Redmen have broke that wishbone set this year. They send twins to the left, one man to the right. Atwood stands behind Colby. There's a snap to Atwood. Atwood still on his feet. He's at the 40. He's at the 35, dragging Panther players down close to the 30-yard line. They finally get him down at about the 32. Another great run for Jay Atwood off the left side.
Yeah, Johnson missed him at the line of scrimmage, and again, Panthers are there in position to make the tackle, but do not bring him down, and he just keeps running, and he runs hard.
Hendrich to the right, Shoemaker and Kugler to the left. Atwood stands behind Trenton Colby. He looks left, throws left to Kugler. Kugler gets to the 30, and that's about it. Good coverage that time by the Panther defense.
Linker brings him down, and Johnson's right there to help. Clock stops, or now continues to run. They spot the ball down.
So So, again, hurry up offense here for the Redmen. They go with that spread out formation as now we have a timeout called by the Panthers. They want to talk things over here as the Redmen have 2nd down and 8 from the Panther 30-yard line. Minute 25 left to go in the first half. Smith Center leads at 20-0. We'll take a timeout with them as you're listening to Mid-Continent League Football on KKN and KQMA.
Don't forget to come out and enjoy the festivities of Old Settlers Day next Friday and Saturday. So all kinds of things go along with homecoming. So I hope y'all can come out, enjoy the parade, and all the other things that are going on there. I don't know if they still have barbecue or not. I haven't been to Old Settlers Day for years because I go to Hoisington and film Lady Red. So hopefully Lady Red will be able to go in there and win. Of course, there's a dance, or at least a band. I don't know how many people like to dance, but some people do and some people don't. I believe Redline Velocity's playing on Friday night, and Paramount's playing on Saturday. Always a really good time at that. So hope y'all can come out and enjoy.
Panthers 20
I'm Alan Denham and
Smith Center Redmen face 2nd down and 8 from the Panther 30-yard line out of the timeout as they go back to the traditional wishbone set with Harris Nape the tight end on the left side. Kugler split out to the right. Shoemaker, Hendrich, and Atwood, the wishbone set behind Trenton Colby as they're going to hand it off to Shoemaker. Shoemaker tries to break the first tackle, unable to do so, but he does pick up a nice gain there on 2nd down.
As McDonald makes a tackle for the Panthers, and he gets by him, and there's some wide open territory. Last man for the Panthers.
I call it 3rd down as the ball is at the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 4. Hurry up offense for the Redmen. There's the snap to come off the left side, this time with Atwood. Atwood bounces it to the outside, and nothing doing there. Great defensive effort by the Panthers.
That time it looked like Dibble in on the tackle for the Panthers.
And this time, timeout called. It's going to be by the Redmen as they want to talk things over on this 4th down, and let's call it 7. 4th down, about 7 for the Redmen offense with 52 seconds left to go in this first half. We'll just keep this one here since we're getting close to halftime. 20-0, Smith Center leads Phillipsburg, but this is a big 4th down as the Redmen have been able to convert on a couple 4th downs already in this half. Panthers really need to stop here.
You make a call for what play you're going to run, and I'll make a call what I'm going to run. What are you going to run?
I mean, they have a mismatch on the outside with Griffin Kugler. Kugler's like 6'1", 6'2". He can jump. Trenton Colby's proven that he can put it where he wants it, even with the wind. So they have a mismatch, but it's Redmond football. They'll probably run the football and see what happens.
I was going to say, I'd either stop and go on the outside with Kugler or have him do a quick slant.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know that the Panthers can, I'd like to think the Panthers could stop him, but so far they've been able to get that matchup anytime they want it, and so the Panthers are going to have to dig in here and be aware of the situation.
Well, they're going to go spread out. They're going to put Kugler to the left with Shoemaker. Hendrich is going to be to the right. It looks like, let's see, maybe Keaton in coverage on Kugler over here on this near side. As there's the snap. They're going to run the option with Atwood. Colby asking for a block. He's going to keep it around the outside. Trenton Colby's going to get to the first down marker, lowers his shoulder, and it looks like he may have picked up the first down. So, well, they ran it. No real surprise there, but a different play than what we expected. I think that's the first time they ran that option play all year.
So the Panthers do a pretty good job. They do give up the first down, but they didn't give up a bigger play, and the ball goes out of bounds. 43 seconds left to go. Panthers still trying to dig in here, trying to keep Smith Center off the board here. If they could do it, it would be a victory for Phillipsburg.
That's the 3rd of 4 conversions on 4th down for the Redmen in this first half as we have 43 seconds left to go. Again, Twins left. Hendrich to the right. Atwood stands behind Trenton Colby as they hand it off to Atwood. And he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Good job that time by Linker as he took his legs down. And I think that's where you got to get at Atwood, because if you hit him at the waist or above, he just is a very strong kid.
He is, and, we like to joke he's not nearly as big as his brothers, but he has definitely put in the work in the offseason, and we heard that he got a lot bigger in the offseason, nowhere near how big his brothers are, but that's just unfair to even try to compare him to those two. But he is running much harder this year than he has in years past, and it shows he had like 390 yards through the first 2 games. So
170 pounds. He runs like he's a 200-pound back, so he is running very hard. And is he a wrestler also?
Yep, he's made the state all 3 years. So
there's something about wrestling running backs. They're a different type of a breed kid as far as going down. They give that extra effort. They
know their body.
Yeah, they know how to gut it out when gut time comes. And Panthers going to have to come up here. 36 seconds left to go. I say it'd be a victory for the Panthers if they could get Smith Center, keep them out of the end zone.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 right at the 20-yard line. So, again, the third trip into the red zone in this ball game for the Redmen here in the first half. As Jay mentioned, 36 seconds left to go. Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. They hand it off to Shoemaker. He bounces it to the outside, breaks the first tackle, still on his feet. Shoemaker has one man to beat, and they're going to bring him down, but not until he picks up the first down inside the Panther 10. Is it all the way down to the 5? It looks like so. So a 15-yard carry by Colton Shoemaker.
Now the clock will start as soon as they get the ball set, but there's still lots of time left. 29 seconds to go. Clock starts to run.
As the Redmen come out, spread it out again. 5-yard line, 1st and goal from the 5. They're going to hand it off to Atwood. He's going to cut back middle, still churning, and he's going to get it up to about the 3.
And looks like Smith Center may call a timeout. They're probably their last timeout, maybe. Looks like that.
It will be their final timeout of the first half, so be interesting to see what they decide to do here. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3 with 12 seconds left to go. As
one play.
One play because unless they decide to throw it here, but
yes.
From the 3-yard line, let's face it, they're probably going to run the ball.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, we're talking, a lot of teams you could have a couple plays here. Smith Center, you probably have one because you're probably going to try to run it. I would look for him to maybe run something to the outside, see if they can get Colby, maybe just follow his.
Like they did on that 4th down play, just try to run the option, and if he can get Atwood out in front and block for him, well, even better.
Yep. So the Panthers, like I say, they really would not like to give up a score here. If they could come up with some type of defensive stand, I think they could carry a little bit of momentum into that halftime and maybe come out here and start that second half with a bang.
So here comes the Redman offense. So they send Kugler far to the left, Shoemaker in the slot to the left, Hendricks split out to the right. Jaden Atwood stands behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. He's going to follow Atwood through the hole. Trenton Colby dives forward. Touchdown, Redmond. Trenton Colby from 3 yards out with 8 seconds left to go in the first half. Smith Center now leads it 26-0.
Yeah, just a play we kind of thought they might try. Just follow Atwood into the hole, and Smith Center now leads it by the score of 26-0 over the Panthers.
Oh, Trenton Colby gets his first rushing touchdown of the ball game. He has one throwing early into that second quarter. 8 seconds left to go. As it's going to be Lambert out to kick. Hold is down, kick is up, and this one looks good, and there's a signal. It is good. So 8 seconds left to play in the first half. Smith Center now leads at 27-0. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back with more second quarter action right after this as you're listening to MCL Football on KKN and KQMA.
Redmen really bringing it to the house here, so good to see. I'm not sure everybody thought it was going to turn out this way, but Redmen really shown up well. Hope you all enjoy these. If you'd like these games, volleyball matches and football games, of course we'll be having Christmas stuff coming up in the end of November, 1st of December. So you'll be able to watch those on the internet or on Next Tech Channel 165. I'd like to thank Next Tech for allowing me to use my phone to stream this because I couldn't get any internet up here on top of this crow's nest in Phillipsburg, except for game time, and usually that gets flooded by the time a bunch of people get here and you lose your signal. So I'm just using my Next Tech phone to stream here. So thank you, Next Tech for your cable TV, your internet, your telephone, landline, and wireless, of course. Lots of special deals going on right now, so if you need a cell phone or some TV, go on down to your Next Tech office and see what's available. Also, business IT, security, video surveillance, all kinds of interesting and technological things, cybersecurity and protection for your home and your business. We're back in action.
Squib kick by Lambert that time.
Comes down, gets through the Panthers. Martin has to go back and get it. Now he's looking for a little bit of help, trying to follow his blockers, trying to cut up, and gets it back to about the 20, and the Panthers will start with 1 second. Looks like they got a run will play. 1 second left here in this first half.
The freshman, Jake Sass, he's 6'1", 190 as a freshman, in on the tackle that time.
So what do you do with 1 second to go, down 27-0? I would imagine you
maybe run the ball
Yeah.
or just kneel it to go to halftime. You don't want anything goofy to happen and
give up more.
give up more, yeah.
And that's what they do. They hike the ball to sides, and sides takes a knee, and that ends the first half. The Smith Center on top by the score of 27-0.
So we'll take a timeout here. We'll come back, wrap up the first half for you, and then talk a little bit of college football, some other area games going on tonight, and some volleyball as well coming up in our halftime show. So we'll be back right after this. You're listening to MCL Football on KKN, KQMA.
Pacers. The girls will be performing the hip-hop routine. Members are Junior, Kinsey Stores. Junior, Ava Skipper. Sophomore, Caitlin Cheney. Senior Captain, Lexi Wood. Freshman, Kyla Kinney. Junior, Audrey Wood. Junior, Casey Russell. Senior Co-Captain, Ashlyn Cole.
It's your boy, Soldier Boy, tell him. Oh, that day I move it like a gypsy. Stop, whoa, back it up, now let me see your hips. Oh, that day I move it like a gypsy. Stop, whoa, back it up, now let me see your hips. Oh, lean back, girl, you got some mean reps.
Teach me how to duck it, teach me how to duck it.
Put your own mouth from me, side, side. So let me form a circle, everybody stand back. I'm with somebody else. Get it. You got it out, go, shake it on the floor. Get low, bounce high, swing it, hit with it.
Teach me how to duck it, teach me how to duck it.
Get it. Get up the tap and low, get up the window. That time I'm moving like a gypsy, side roll. Back it up, now let me see your hips. That time I'm moving like a gypsy, side roll. Back it up, now let me see your hips.
Tonight's performance. Let's stand and show our support for all the students and athletes here at PHS. Let's cheer on the Panthers of Phillipsburg High.
and Wheatland Grinnell at Northern Valley. Some other games of interest, Hanover at Rock Hills. Again, we knew Hanover was up big at one point on Rock Hills. Just updated, Ellsworth up on Sacred Heart at halftime, 28-13. That's a game that interests both teams, both fan bases, because Ellsworth is in Phillipsburg's district and Sacred Heart is in Smith Center's district. So right now, Ellsworth up 28-13 at the half. No update on lacrosse at Republic County. At the half, Beloit leads Minneapolis 14-0. No update yet on Hutch Trinity at El Saline. And again, the last we knew, Hoisington was up on Larned there at Hoisington. So should be an interesting season once we get to district play, because as you already mentioned, Hoisington is right now the team to beat because they're number one in Class 2A. They brought a lot of pieces back, including Wyatt Pettigo, the running back, who's committed to North Dakota State. So it'll be interesting when the Panthers have to play Hoisington at Hoisington. Hoisington's got a bitter taste in their mouth when it comes to Phillipsburg. Phillipsburg's ended their playoff run the last few years, so that'll be interesting. Minneapolis looks to be an improved team. TMP, Norton. It'll be an interesting time for Smith Center. El Saline's going to be tough again, and right now Sacred Heart's struggling. They've scored more points in the first half of this one than they have all year. Republic County looks to be an improved team. They've had some close games anyway, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get to district play later on. Well, for you, I guess it's next week.
Yeah, this is going to be a first for the Panthers. Panthers usually don't come out until the clock is run out, so I don't know what was said in the halftime, but the Panthers were out with still 2 minutes to go on the clock. So I don't know if Covington was done yelling at him or just was tired of looking at him maybe.
I'm just sick of looking at you. Get out there.
Get out there and stuff. But I'm sure the Panthers are going to try to make some adjustments and see if they can't get something going. But they've really got to try to get this offense cranked up a little bit, because, like I say, all year, even the 40 points we scored against Ellis, we had some help, and the offense just really hasn't felt like it was fluid and going. Last week we struggled with points. This week, we don't have any on the board, so it's hard for the kids. I'm sure they're questioning, hey, what do we need to do? Is this right for us and stuff? So hopefully they can get some things worked out and maybe get some positive things going here in the second half.
As now we see the Redmen come back out, and their thought is, we can't let up. We got to keep going. Yeah, we have a 27-point lead, but we scored 27.5. What's to say Phillipsburg doesn't? So they got to keep things up. I think they're tired of losing to Phillipsburg. They're trying to get that back on the winning side of things. But let's talk a little bit of volleyball as we got a few minutes here. Oh, my. Just got an update from the Scott City game. They're up on Goodland 43-0 at halftime. Whew.
That's Scott City rolling again, and Goodland not having a lot, out there and stuff. So that's not really maybe too much of a surprise. Maybe the amount of scores.
The score. Not surprising that they haven't scored on Scott City, but the fact that Scott City scored 43 already on them, it's going to be a long year for Goodland, I think. But let's talk a little bit of volleyball. The Lady Panthers ranked number 9 in Class 3A. Smith Center's ranked number 2 in Class 2A. You got to see both those teams the other night. Smith Center, unfortunately for the Lady Panthers, a tough battle, but Smith Center came out on top. Not the only battle they'll see each other this year, but Smith Center got the upper hand in the series.
Traditionally, we play Smith Center, 3, 4, 5 times, depending on tournaments and how the seedings go. But both teams, have off to real good starts. Smith Center looks real well. They handled the Panthers in 2 sets, here on the Panthers home court. Panthers didn't play real well in that ball game, but give Smith Center credit. They came out and played well, and I think Smith Center is going to have a chance to go to state and probably do well. And on the same thing, I think the Panthers have a good shot of going to state. They do have some tough teams. They lost to TMP, which again, we did not play well. We had some illness, which changed the rotation for the Lady Panthers. I think once that gets back to normal, they can beat TMP. Beloit.
Beloit's great. They're number 2 right now?
Yeah, they're going to be tough. But again, the Panthers have I think 9 seniors on the squad. A lot of them play. Some of them don't play a lot. But the Panthers have a nice mixture of youth. You know, they've got several juniors, a sophomore, a freshman is playing a lot. So things are looking good, you know, for the Panthers in the future. And like I say, if things go right and they keep working hard, they might be able to get to state this year.
They pushed Beloit, wasn't it, the 3 sets last year at the Sub-State Championship game here in Phillipsburg. So an experienced team now. It'll be interesting to see what happens as we get further on down the line. But it's good that they have to play everybody in the league, because the Mid-Continent League's proven that it's not just football, it's not just wrestling. All the way across the board, any sport, Mid-Continent League's going to have some representation when it comes to postseason time.
Yeah, both Smith Center and Phillipsburg volleyball teams head down to Hoisington, you know, in I think not this weekend, but the following
Next
weekend.
one, yeah.
And that usually gives you a real good indication of what's ahead.
There's some good teams at that
Yeah,
tournament.
Central Plains has been there, and they've been in power. Hoisington years in the past have had some real good. St. John's may not have the numbers, but they'll fight you tooth and nail with everything they've got. And they're a 1A school, and they are giant killers every once in a while. So just a good teams go down there, and then the Panthers the following week go down to Great Bend, and then you see some big schools. Salinas Central, Great Bend. In the past, Hayes is always out there. So
Hayes is always tough in volleyball, too.
Yeah, they've gotten their thing rolling, after being down for quite a few years. So there's a lot of volleyball to be played also.
There is, and next Tuesday night you have to head down to Trigo. That'll be an interesting matchup, because Plainville will be there. Trigo's going to be good, and Stockton, they've been pretty decent in the past, so it'll be interesting to see what Stockton has this year, too.
Yeah, that's going to be a big test for the Panthers, because like I say, I think in the opening night of the season, which is kind of, you take it with a grain of salt, Plainville, I think, went 3 sets with Smith Center. I think Trigo went 3 sets with Smith Center. But Smith Center won them. So both those squads are good squads, so it's going to be interesting to see. And then, as you say, Stockton has had a tradition the last few years to be a very good quality volleyball team. So that's going to be a good quad for the Panthers.
It will be. So it'll be interesting. I think if we looked right, about 5 o'clock or so should be the first set for the Lady Panthers. So
we don't want to go any farther than that.
Right, maybe
we're not sure on the schedule.
Maybe 5 o'clock.
The schedule says 5, 6, and 7, but we're not sure that's going to go off that way. So
as it looks like we're back to action as Sergio Lambert boots it deep for the Redmen.
Ball gets picked up at the 10 by Martin. He's at the 15 going sideways, trying to look at it, and he's dragged down from behind. He gets it back out to the 20. So the Panthers will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Joel Montgomery again showing that speed. He's on the state 4x4 team, and he showed why there as he ran Martin down from behind that time.
So the Panthers, like I say, let's see what kind of adjustments the coaching staff made. Let's see if they can get something going here in this first series as Panthers break the huddle. They said 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Now they have 2 backs in the backfield with sides. Again, the Panthers looking for positives here. They hand the ball off to first back through. He makes a couple guys miss, runs straight ahead, and he's up. That is Martin from the backfield, which is a different position he has been in, and he gets up about 7, maybe even 8 yards on first down.
Nice run there by the Panthers on first down. Great job blocking up front by the lineman, as he had a big hole to run through that time.
Now the Panthers go back to 2 to each side. Sides again. Right in the middle. Tries to hand the ball right off the middle. And again, this is McDonald, I believe, stretching the field up over the 30 to about the 36 maybe, and picks up a first down for the Panthers. So 2 plays and a first down. Positive for the Panthers.
Nice, hard run there by McDonald again. We've mentioned it a couple times. Every time he's got the ball, he's ran right up the middle, lowered his shoulder, ran some people over, and got a nice big chunk of yards that time.
Again, 2 to each side for the Panthers. Sides. Wants to throw the quick pass out, throws it behind Martin. He makes a nice catch, dives ahead, gets slapped down hard, short gain of about 1. But again, that's just a play they use to spread the defense out, make them aware that they can do that.
Here's a close game for you that we didn't think was going to be so close. Hoisington 18, Larned 13 at halftime. So the Indians trying to give the Cardinals everything they can handle in the first half.
Again, the Panthers 2 to each side. Sides, looks over the defense, sends a man in motion. Wants the hand off, hands it off to back up the middle, and this time Smith Center stays right at home, and they're going to mark him ahead for a very short gain as McDonald, the carry, gets about a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and it's going to bring up third, and let's call it a long 7, Yeah, let's call it 7 for the Panthers. And let's see, here's a big third down for the Panthers. You got to keep those chains moving here.
As Joel Montgomery met McDonald in the hole that time, and he stood him up, and the rest of the defense helped to push him back for the Redmond defense that time.
So the Panthers come out. They send Miller 2 to the far, 1 to the near, tight end in tight. Now Sisson comes flip-flop back into the backfield. Waits for the snap, sides, looks over, wants to throw it. Now he's trying to get outside. He's under some pressure. Now he's going to stop, throws the ball, and it's almost intercepted as he was trying to get to Keaton, and it was almost intercepted by Smith Center.
Sergio Lambert, the defensive back that almost picked that one off that time for the Redmen.
So it brings up 4th and 7 for the Panthers, and you would imagine, I know you don't have anything to lose or gain, but you want to try to see if you can maybe flip the field here a little bit.
Right now, the wind's in their face, so punting the ball is not going to be very much fun right now for the Panthers.
So they do fall back into the punt formation. His sides settles back. Low snap. Gets the ball across, and not a bad punt. He gets into the wind, takes a Panther bounce.
Trent Colby has it at the 30, splits the defense, pushes his way up to about the 35-yard line.
So the Panthers get from about their 35 to the Smith Center 35, so about a 30-yard difference, which, like you mentioned, into the wind is probably not that bad of a punt.
Able to flip field position a little bit, pushes the Redmen to start at their own 35-yard line. With 9:34 left to go in this third quarter. Smith Center will have their first drive of the second half. First drive of the ball game, they went turnover on down. Since then, 4 straight touchdown drives for the Redmen as they start at their own 35-yard line. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's a snap from Montgomery. They're going to hand it off to Hendrich. Hendrich right up the middle, and he's going to drive forward for gain of about 5. It'll depend on where he's at the bottom of that pile, as there's a whole bunch of players down there. They are going to give him gain of 4 up to the 39-yard line.
Looks like Lemon and Miller in on the tackle for the Panthers, along with several other players.
Hurry up offense for the Redmen. They're already back on the ball with the wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. This time they hand it off to Hendrich off the left side. Hendrich lowers his shoulder, and he's going to get up to about the 44, going to be short of the first down marker by about a yard.
That time in on the tackle looks like it was coming up from the safety is Keegan, along with number 55. That is Zadok Taylor, a junior, 225 junior for the Panthers, getting some action here with some sickness and injury for the Panthers.
Quick update for you at halftime. Ellis leads Ellenwood 30-0. As Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. They're going to hand this one off to Hendrich again. Lowers his shoulder, dives forward. He's going to pick up the first down.
So Smith Center comes out, moves the chains, and the Panthers defense is going to have to come up with a stop here in this third quarter.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line for the Redmen. 8.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Smith Center leads it 27-0. This is their first drive of the second half. As Trenton Colby breaks the huddle. Colton Hairsnape is the tight end on the left side. Big splits here by the offensive line as Kugler split out to the right. There's the snap. They hand it off to Atwood. Atwood lowers his shoulder, dives forward right to the 50-yard line.
Good time that time as the Panthers clogged up the middle with Dibble along with Lemon. And still it's a gain of about 3.5, 4 yards almost.
Call it 2nd down and 7. Hurry up offense here for the Redmen. Colby awaits the snap from Montgomery. There is the snap. They go off the right side this time with Shoemaker. Shoemaker sees an opening. Shoemaker's off to the races. He's at the 35. Breaks one tackle down to the 25-yard line. Another big run for Colton Shoemaker as he has been gashing this Panther defense. As unfortunately for the Panthers, they can't figure out how to bring Colton Shoemaker down on the first hit.
Well, he's their speed back. He's the one that just jutes right through there. And he ran right up the gut. And Panthers were not in position to make that tackle at all.
The last few years, he's had to come off the sidelines, but we knew as soon as we saw number 1 in the backfield to hold your breath because you never know what Colton Shoemaker is going to pull off. As this time, it's 1st and 10 from the 23, and now we have a whistle. 1st and 10 from the 23, but let's see what this penalty is on. Just the 3rd yellow flag we've seen on the field tonight, as it is on the Redmen, so it'll be 1st and 15.
So maybe the Panthers can get a little bit of a breath here. 7:20 to go, still down 27-0. Panthers defense trying to stop the Redmen here.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 from their own 27-yard line, or from the Panther 27-yard line. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's the snap. they hand this one off to Atwood off the left side. Atwood lowers his shoulder up to about the 25, so gain of a couple. Call it 2nd down and 12.
On the bottom of the pile that time looked like Johnson getting up along with Assistant coming in from the safeties as Panthers give up a few yards, but still in good position here.
Again, the hurry-up offense for the Redmen. Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's a snap. Hand this one off to Hendrich. Hendrich right up the middle. Flag on the play. This one's in the realm of holding, so we'll see what the flag is all about as Hendrich got up to the 20, but this may push the Redmen back even further.
Let's see what the call is here. You're right, Jess.
So holding on the Redmen. So the Redmen have now matched on this drive the amount of penalties they had in the first half. And it pushes them all the way back. And well, the Panthers will decide because this could bring up 2nd down and really long or 3rd down and again about 7 because got up to about the 20-yard line or so.
As a spot foul, I would think you'd back them up even though you give them the extra down. The defense has been playing pretty good against the run. And Sarah wants to go.
they're ready. They don't care where you put it. Just put it down so they can go. But the ref talking to Coach Covington to make sure, see what they want to do, and they are going to push them back. So again, it'll be 2nd down and long. Ball at about the 35-yard line.
They've got to go just inside about looks like the 15,
about the 14.
Yeah.
So 2nd down and about, let's call it 19 or so, almost 20. There's a snap. Quick pass to Kugler. Just out of his reach. He led him too far that time, did Trenton Colby.
So there's good defense that time by the Panthers. Now it does force that 3rd and long, a play that the Smithsonian's not really used to in that situation either, long situations.
So called 3rd down and about 20. As that 1st down marker's at about the 14 and the ball's resting just inside the 35. So 3rd down and about 20 for the Redmen. For easy math doings, we're going to call it the 35. As they send Kugler out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. 3rd down and long from the Panther 35-yard line. There's the snap. They run the option play. Colby keeps it himself, and he's going to be brought down quickly right at the line of scrimmage.
That time Johnson and a couple of his other teammates, looks like Miller was over there, along with Ladding in for the Panthers. So,
ball again right back at the line of scrimmage. So 4th down and about 20 now for the Redmen. 6:10 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Smith Center leads it 27-0 over the Phillipsburg Panthers here at Panther Stadium.
This is a down you don't want to give up the big play to give the 1st down. You've done a good job defensively. Now you just need to finish this series.
Kugler and Shoemaker split out to the left. Hendrich to the right. As Trenton Colby drops back to pass, he's under pressure. Colby sees an opening. Now there's a flag on the play. See what the flag is all about.
Hopefully, if it's against Smith Center, I think you would just decline it.
Right. Turnover on downs instead of giving them another opportunity. It is a holding on the Redmen, and that is declined. So turnover on downs. Good job that time by the Panther defense. The Redmen started to drive, but the Panther defense holding strong, helped out by a few penalties.
Yeah, the penalties really put the Redmen at a disadvantage. They are a ground and pound team, and if you get the yardage behind the yardstick, sometimes it's even tougher ground and pound team to pick up big chunks of yards. So Panthers good job defensively. Now let's see if it can turn over and get something going offensively.
So they started their own 30.
1st and 10 from that spot now. They want to throw the bounce. He wants to throw Jeremy. Now he throws it deep. He's got Keaton out there. Oh! Dye lays out and almost makes a great catch. As nice double move is that time Keaton got behind Smith Center's defense.
He did. That was a great move as the Redmen knew where sides wanted to throw it. He was in double coverage, kind of went with that stop and go and got the step, had the way out for it. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite haul that one in.
So it brings up 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Again, just looking for positives here, trying to get something going, trying to get this fast-paced tempo, wide-open offense going here. High snap, they hand the ball off to the first back through, and Sisson tries to break one tackle, and dives ahead for a short gain, but Panthers defense, just Smith Center defense all over that.
Shoemaker read it well from that safety position as he hit him first, and then Kugler able to bring him to the ground.
Gain of about 3, let's call it 2nd and 7, long 7 here for the Panthers. And boy, you sure would like to get a first down here just to keep the momentum going and give your defense a little bit of time to breathe here. 1 wide out to the far side, 3 to the near side. Again, side sets him down, looks over the defense, takes the ball, wants to throw. He's under some pressure now. He takes off, going to try to make a guy miss, breaks 1 tackle, lowers his head, and he's going to get a first down. As we've got a face mask, maybe, as there's a flag down right in front of that official. Let's see, hopefully it's not against the Panthers.
As it looks like one of the Redmen cramping up down there as well. As Hendrich getting stretched out by Shelton Rothschild, as we'll wait to see what the flag is all about here. As it looks like they are going to let both teams get a quick water break in here. And there's the face mask. So good call, Jay.
Well, just the way he threw it right at one of the Redmen, and you just kind of feel there because there was only sides there, so I don't know too many penalties that the offensive player can get in that situation. But, again, this will be a big penalty. This will mark the ball off. It's only the 5. It wasn't intentional, so 5-yard play moves it up to about the Panther 48.5-yard line, and it gets the first down. They had it anyway, but the yardage is more important for the Panthers. They wanted to keep those yardage going here.
The refs seeing that, well, we already have one player cramping up. Let's try to prevent that as much as possible, letting both teams get a quick water break in here. As Hendrich still getting stretched out there on the field trying to get that cramp worked out. As they started on one leg, now they're working on the other leg. So he must have really cramped up here, as it has been hot all week long. It doesn't matter how much water you drink. That both these coaching staffs have been, anytime they see one of the kids walking down the hallway, hey, where's your water bottle? Is that full? Have you been drinking all day? As Hendrich is able to get up and walk off the field, but we'll for sure see somebody in his spot this time around on the defensive play. But both coaching staffs, I know, do a great job of making sure these kids stay hydrated just because of cramping, and it prevents other injuries as well.
Well, they do a good job of preaching it. It's still up to the kids,
that's true.
To do it. And sometimes, kids can be walking around with a full bottle. Oh, yeah, this is my 5th bottle, and they haven't touched the first one, So, I mean, coaching staffs can only do so much. But you're right, Jess. They do preach it, and it is, it's hard to tell kids, hey, I need to drink water, and the more hydrated you can stay during the week because you have practices to go through and all that.
And it's been so hot.
Yes, it's been miserable. So here we go. Panthers go with 1 wide out to each side. Quarterback side sets it up, hands it out to Martin. Martin lowers his head, tries to get up. He's close to the 50, so it's going to be a short gain of about 1. Not much running room on that far side.
Montgomery, Conrad, and Colby in on the tackle that time for the Redmen, as Tice McKenzie is in the ball game for Hendrich. And McKenzie is a 5'11", 180-pound sophomore in at that linebacker position for Hendrich.
So the Panthers face now a 2nd and let's call it 9. They send 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Again, side sets them down, looks over the defense. Oh, we have movement on this time on the Panthers. That's Zadok Taylor just getting a quick start. Was going to set the ball back 5 yards for the Panthers. As he's filling in for Bovey, as Bovey was out sick all week and just not having a lot of reps and stuff. He's doing a good job in there defensively and offensively, and the Panthers really need now to have something big and positive happen on this down.
Just their first penalty of the ball game, though, for the Panthers, so they've done a nice job keeping clean in that first half.
Panthers go with the same formation. Sides again, hands the ball up right up the middle. McDonald runs hard, gets it back to about the original line before the penalty, but now it's going to be 3rd, and let's call it a long 9.5 for the Panthers. 3:27 left to go. Again, Smith Center all over the Panthers right now, 27-0. Can't remember the last time the Panthers were shut out. That might be a fun stat to try to find him, and I don't know how we would do that, but it's been a long time since the Panthers have been shut out. Now, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Sides again. Gets the ball, has snap, wants to throw the quick pass, and he drops the football as he wanted to throw it, and it came out of his hand, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Panthers.
Charlie Timmons in defensively for the Redmen that time. So Timmons kind of wreaking havoc in this ball game. We've seen some big tackles for Timmons that time. The pressure leading to the drop.
Had the pass right over the middle, open up on the quick slant, but sides just let the ball slide out of his hand, and had to. Luckily, a lineman got it. Now he goes back in punt formation, snap back, punting his way into the wind. Not a bad punt. Takes the Panther high bounce, and
Trenton Colby picked it up at the 25, and he's going to be brought down, dived forward. Let's see if they give him the 30. Looks like they're going to give him the 29.
So the Panthers punted from about their own 45-yard line somewhere in there, and it's not a long punt, 25 yards, but in the wind, you're going to take anything positive on the punt.
As long as it doesn't go backwards, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
2:28 left to go in this third quarter. Smith Center leads it 27-0. Third quarter going about like the first quarter went, just kind of in between the 30s, really, back and forth. Defense is holding strong here for both teams so far in this third quarter. The Redmen, their second drive of this third quarter. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There is the snap. They're going to hand this one off to Shoemaker. Shoemaker's going to be pushed back this time.
Miller was right there and met him in the gap, one arm and all.
Excuse me, it was Lambert on the carry. But yeah, good job that time by Miller. Is now Lambert slow to get up.
Look like a leg.
He's cramping up as well. They're working on both legs too, so looks like, let's see, Shoemaker makes his way back into the huddle for the Redmen as Lambert's up, but he's limping as the trainer comes out. Somebody may have to help Sergio off the field here. And the refs again going to let him get a quick water break in here as the second Redman cramping up. Only the third time this year that we've seen an issue with cramping for the Redmen. Of course, two of them coming in this game. We saw Griffin Kugler have a little bit of cramping issue in that first game, but so far the Redmen, I don't know how the Panthers have been cramping wise, but the Redmen have done a pretty good job of keeping their kids hydrated.
I don't think we've had any cramping. I know a couple of the Plainville kids cramped up and Ellis kids cramped up. We might have had one that I just can't remember, but they did a pretty good job of staying hydrated, I think, on the Panther side.
So loss of a couple on the play. Ball's all the way back. Let's see, is the ball at about the 26? A loss at 3 on the play. Second down and 13 for the Redmen. Shoemaker, Hendrich, and Atwood back in the wishbone set. Kugler split out to the right. Big splits here for the Redmen as they're going to hand it off to Atwood. Atwood tries to bounce it outside, and nothing going to the outside that time.
That time Dibble along with Keaton met Atwood, and I think they might have got him as, we'll wait and see what they did with the yard marker. It looked like he might have lost maybe a little. Maybe
it looks like
back.
they put him back at the 25, so loss of 1. So nice play that time by Dibble as he's played that defensive end very well. His job, stretch it out. Keep things inside and stretch the play out to the sideline, and that time that's exactly what he did.
So I think the Panthers have made some good adjustments defensively. They just, again, got to get that offense cranked.
Minute and a half left to go in this third quarter, 27-0. Smith Center leads Phillipsburg, third down and long for the Redmen. So this time they hand it off to Atwood off the right side. Nothing going there. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
You have Linker along with Zadok Taylor and Lemon in on the tackle that time as Panthers did a good job. And I would think you'd force a punt out of the Smith Center with the third quarter winding down here. We're about a minute to go here in the third quarter.
I just had somebody text me. They said that Phillipsburg hasn't been shut out since 2009. Beloit beat him 36-0.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
Let's see. Is that Trenton Colby back? Yep. Trenton Colby back to punt now for the Redmen. Gets a spiraling punt off here as it drops down inside the 40.
And it'll go out about at the Panther about 30-yard line, so Panthers will take over first and 10. Does it tell you who texts there?
I don't have that number. I don't know whose it is. I don't know whose number that is, I guess. If I do know who you are, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Maybe they'll text you back and tell you who they are and stuff. But we appreciate the information because I was trying to think, this is my 21st year doing Panther football, and I know they've been shut out, in that span, but
we got shut out my senior year. St. Francis beat us 14-0 in 2008. I think that's the only time we got shut out that year.
So back to action.
Oh, it's Avery
here.
Hawkins.
Okay, there you go. Now, Panthers have a man coming in motion. They run the jet sweep as he cuts it back inside and fumbles the football. And Smith Center has it again. So now Sisson has turned it over on the fumble, and the turnover bug has just really hit the Panthers hard here in this ball game.
Now I have to apologize to Avery because I had his number. I got a new phone. That's my excuse. I got a new phone.
I'll let you settle that with Avery, and you guys can go at it there.
He's bigger than me. I don't want to go at it with him. 28 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the Panther 37-yard line as the Redmen looking to capitalize on yet another turnover for the Panthers. 1st and 10 from their 37. Wishbone set. Kugler split out to the right. Trenton Colby awaits the snap from Montgomery. There it is. He's going to be back to pass. Looks for Kugler. He's got Kugler deep. Can Kugler haul it in? And jump ball, no good this time, as nice defensive effort on the far end for the Panthers. Tyler Martin in coverage that time.
That time Martin was step for step, didn't go for the stop and go, and played that ball pretty well that time.
So we'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Panther 36, 37-yard line. Nolan Lehman comes in. Colton Harrisnape heads to the sideline. 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Smith Center leads it 27-0. Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. It is a Shoemaker, Atwood, and Hendrich. There's the snap. They hand it off to Shoemaker. Shoemaker gets hit quickly, gets up to the 35. Let's see if they give him forward momentum, and they do to about the 34.
Johnson and Sisson took out the legs, and Dimble just fell on him. So good defensive stand there by the Panthers. Again, the defense playing the run pretty well. That's going to end the third quarter, though, Jess.
So both defenses holding strong here in the third quarter. Remains 27-0. Smith Center over Phillipsburg. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of action right after this, as you're listening to MCL Football on KKN KQMA.
Don't forget, if you like what you're seeing here, don't forget to send money to Smith Center Junior Senior High School, 300 Roger Barta Way, Smith Center, Kansas. It takes a little bit of money to keep our equipment up and get new equipment. Occasionally our stuff breaks. So we had to buy a new camera for filming football for the huddle for the coaches, because the one we had previously would just kind of zoom out all by itself. So that was kind of a big buck deal. Plus, we have the camera here that we got last year for my birthday. So thank you all for contributing last year for helping us buy that camera. That was a big buck purchase. But you get the overlays, we get the wireless. I'm streaming with my phone here. Thank you, Next Tech. Holtis. So we're back in action. Go Redmen.
Yo dial. There's flag on the play.
My question is, how did Avery know the fact that quickly? I mean, that was pretty quick. How did somebody find that information?
I would have went to K-Preps. That's where I'd have looked.
That was pretty quick. I'm impressed. Panthers jump off sides. That helps Smith Center tremendously.
Just their second penalty of the ball game. Moves the ball up to the 30-yard line. So instead of 3rd down and 8, it's now 3rd down and about 3. As we start the fourth quarter, Smith Center leads Phillipsburg 27-0. There's the snap. They come off the right side with Atwood. Atwood picks up the first down and more, as another nice run by Jaden Atwood up to about the 23-yard line.
So now the Panther defense is going to have to find some way to stop. They've been played a really good third quarter as nobody got on the board. Both defenses kind of stiffened here, but the Panthers don't want to give up any more points at all.
No. 1st and 10 from the Panther. 23-yard line for the Redmen. Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There's a snap from Montgomery. They go off the left side with Hendrich. He spins off the first tackle, still on his feet, and he's going to fall forward across the 20 at about the 18-yard line.
Now they had him hit right in the backfield, right at the line of scrimmage. He, again, does a nice job of spinning and leans forward and picks up 3-4 extra yards.
We'll call it gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Again, ball at the 18-yard line. Their 4th trip into the red zone for the Redmen in this ball game. They've scored 2 touchdowns on the first 3 trips as Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. There is the snap. They're going to hand it off to Hendrich right up the middle. Hendrich battles forward to about the 15.
There's some nice battling going on the far side, way away from the play, and now
Somebody said something they weren't supposed to.
as we do have a flag as that was thrown out there, and I don't know, it looks like we'll have to wait and see.
Somebody said something they weren't supposed to after the play, because that was the head referee way behind the play back here, and he must have heard something he didn't like. It is going to be on the Redmen and on the Panthers, so they offset.
Yeah.
But so a little bit of jabbering out there here as we get late in this game. Guys are getting tired, getting a little chippy.
He just saw the action on the far side. I don't think he even heard anything, but both of them were going at each other way after the play, way away from the play.
I didn't even see
that. Oh, yeah. And there was an official standing right there. He let it go, but evidently the head guy looked over there and said, now we got to stop this. So.
Anyway, get this back under control before it does get out of hand. As quick update, end of the third, Plainville up on TMP 14-0. So third down and 3. There's a snap. They hand it off to Atwood off the left side. Cuts back on the middle and dives forward across the 10 up to about the 7-yard line.
Picks up another first down as the Panther defense is going to have their backs up against the wall once again here.
So 10:35 left to go in the fourth quarter. Smith Center leads Phillipsburg 27-0. Couglers going to be split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby. First and goal from the 6. There's the snap. They hand this one off to Shoemaker. Shoemaker's hitting the backfield, breaks the first tackle, and then he's going to be hit by a couple different Panthers, and then a fumble. And they are going to say that the Panthers recovered it as Shoemaker was hit hard by a couple different Panther defenders, and it looks like Keaton comes up with the fumble recovery at the bottom of that pile.
So that's the break the Panthers needed. They didn't want to give up any more points. If they have any chance or thoughts of winning this ball game, they've got to crank that offense up immediately and get it in high gear right off the bat.
So it's going to be first and 10 from their own 7 for the Panthers with 10:08 left to go.
So let's see if the Panthers can work it out from their own, deep in their own end zone, stay about the 7-8 yard line. Again, sides. Sets them down. Wants to go back, wants to pass, throws the ball out on the flat. He's got a man there. It's caught by Keaton. Keaton makes one guy miss. Jags inside, keeps going, and almost gets down, but pushed out of bounds. But they're out over the 25 to about the 27, so getting about 20 on the play.
It's Trenton Colby, the saving grace for the Redmen, pushed him out there late on the far sideline.
So Panthers work the ball out. Now, again, it's the consistency that you look for here as the Panthers will come up with first and 10 at the ball at, like I say, about their own 28-yard line. We're under 10 minutes to go, 9:59 to go, and the Panthers trying to get that goose egg off the board. They send 3 to the near side, 1 to the far. Again, sides sets down now. He's under tremendous pressure. Almost stepped up. Now he throws the ball out in the flat, and it's almost caught. Well, they may say he caught it. Made a nice catch on the sidelines as that's Keaton with his feet in bounds. Gets the ball as Sides did a nice job running for his life.
I think Jacob Conrad in hot pursuit that time of him.
So it turns a big loss into a gain of 3. Let's call it 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. As again, Panthers going to have to open up the playbook here. The time running out here in this ball game. We're in the fourth quarter, 9:50 to go. 2 to each side. Again, Sides looks over. Now he goes back up the middle, and the ball is going to be handed off to McDonald, and McDonald gets ahead. They're going to give him a good spot as he had some forward progress, and Montgomery met him in the hole that time.
Montgomery met him in the hole and then started spinning backwards, so they do give him a couple yards on the forward progress before they started spinning the other way.
So third, let's call it a long 5, short 6 for the Panthers. Let's see what the coaching staff has come up with here. As again, the Panthers break that huddle. Now they send trips to the far side, 1 to the near side. Again, Sides works out of the shotgun. Wants to throw the quick slant, throws it, and Keaton makes a great catch as the ball is thrown a little bit ahead of him, but Kagan Keaton makes a nice catch and moves the marker as the ball is out to the Panther 46-yard line.
Nice pitch and catch there between Sides and Keaton. It's no secret that Kagan Keaton is by far Ty Sides' favorite target and has been all year.
Well, Miller, they went to him early, but now with a broken hand, you got to wonder what he can do. And they sent 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Again, Side sets him down, hands ball off on a delay run back, and that looks like it is McDonald again, right up the middle, gains about, let's call it short 3. Let's call it second and a long 7 for the Panthers.
Quick update here. 13 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Beloit leads Minneapolis 20-6. So the Lions able to find the scoreboard finally in that ball game.
Panthers now break that huddle again. They send 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Sides again. Waits for the ball. Gets the ball. Hands it off to McDonald. He gets nothing. Spins around. The ball comes out, and I think Sides got back on it. But there's going to be a loss back to about the 45. So they lost about 4 on that play. It brings up 3rd and 11, let's call it.
As it looked like that time, Atwood there, I think Jake Sass was there, Jacob Conrad was there, so a couple different Redmen. Not sure which one popped it out, but again, gain tackling for the Redmen.
So 3rd and 11. Panthers want to keep this drive alive. 7:34 left to go. Clock continues to run. Panthers have 2 to each side. Sides. Sets him down. Wants to it. He's under pressure. Throws the ball up. He's got Sisson. Throws it out of bounds. And it goes incomplete. So it's going to be 4th and 11 for the Panthers.
That time, Griffin Kugler in coverage for the Redmen. As again, Ty Sides put that, he sees the big corner coming, and he just puts it right there on the sideline where either his guy's going to catch it or nobody's going to catch it. So nice job. Unfortunately for the Panthers, it was an incomplete pass, but it could have been much worse because Griffin Kugler, again, with the size and the athletic ability, Sides has done a nice job to keep it away from him all night long.
So Panthers led 2 to each side. Now they switch into the pump formation. Sides goes back in pump formation. Redmen look like they're coming for it, and they come hard. And now Sides tucks it and runs. He's going to try to make it for the first down, and he's going to have the first down. So Sides just tucks it and runs after Smith Center timed that play pretty well, but Sides makes something happen.
As I said it in the first half, they may have to run Ty Sides more than they want to in this ball game. And right there proved my point, as Ty is very athletic, very fast. He's a smart football player. No, he can see the hole quickly, and that time made the right choice of tucking and running that one instead of punting it away. 1
to the far side, 2 to the near side, tight end in tight. Again, Sides wants to throw him, he hands it off on a sweep, and now the ball pops out, and the Redmen come up with it. So the Panthers just cannot hang on to the football at all. As McDonald falls. So McDonald's fumbled, Martin's fumbled, Sissons has fumbled.
Sides has fumbled.
Yep, it's just not been a turnover night for the Panthers here.
Ball going to be at their own 33-yard line for the Redmen. 6:49 left to play in this ball game. The Smith Center Redmen lead the Phillipsburg Panthers 27-0. As the Panthers, again, had a nice drive going, but unfortunately for them, it's just been one of those nights where it just hasn't bounced their way. As Kugler split out to the right. Wishbone set behind Trenton Colby as the Redmen go left to right on your radio dial. There's the snap. Handed off to Atwood off the left side. Breaks the first tackle, and he's going to be written down across the 40 up to about the 41.
Looks like Johnson and Lemon on the tackle has again nice gain of about 7.5, 8 yards.
Atwood comes up a little limp. Looks like he's going to walk this off. Lines back up in his running back position. 2nd down, and let's call it we'll call it 3. Ball at the 41-yard line. There's the snap from Montgomery. They go off the left side with Hendrich right up the middle. He's met by a couple different Panther defenders, but second effort push. He's going to pick up the first down all the way up to the 45-yard line as Hendrich was stood up immediately, but second effort picks up the first down.
Leg drive there as the Panthers hit him hard, and just a second good effort now. Looks like finally the troops are going to be called off here.
Well, we'll try to get all these guys in here for you. As let's see, Bentley Montgomery's in there. Jake Sass is going to be in there. Also in there is going to be Coy Harrisnape. Let's see. For the first time this season, a different quarterback is Nathan Yeager's in a quarterback. Sass is the fullback. Freddie Lambert and Bentley Montgomery are the running backs. There's the snap. They hand it off to Sass. Sass lowers his shoulder, dives forward up to the 49-yard line. The freshman getting to run the ball as normally he lines up a tight end with the starting offensive group. When he comes in, he's the tight end. Now he's a second-string fullback tonight. And whew, that's a big kid as a freshman. As he picks up a nice gain there on first down. Second down it is now. Jaeger awaits the snap. There is the snap. They hand it off to Freddie Lambert this time. Lambert's going to be upended at the 50.
Nice job that time by Linker as he just took his feet out and gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play, and the Panthers don't want to give up any more points.
See, Tice McKenzie's in there at right tackle. It looks like Brennick Spees is the center. Again, Coy Harris-Nape is the right guard. Lehman is the tight end. We'll try to get that left side of the line here for you. Let's see. Chuck Bailey's the left guard, and the left tackle is Nathan Raby, as now we have a flag. And the wide receiver right now is Jackson Pickney.
So let's see what the flag is. And it's going to be against Smith Center.
Pushes them back 5 yards, so instead of 3rd and 5, it's now 3rd and 10.
Miller comes off the sideline as the Panthers, I think, are starting to get some of their reserves in, too, now, as this is going to be a tough one for the Panthers to take, not scoring if they cannot get that goose egg off the board there.
Here's a better question. When's the last time Phillipsburg lost 2 in a row? As Jaeger, high snap goes right in the hands of Bentley Montgomery. He's trying to find a hole. He's going to drag a couple Panther players a couple yards. Johnny on the spot there, right place at the right time. So that went over Jaeger's hands. All of a sudden, Montgomery kind of stuck his hands out there, and there it was.
Looks like Jack Muslin on the tackle for the Panthers as some of the Panthers reserves are into the ballgame. Yeah, I'm waiting for your phone to go off and maybe have an update on that to text me here when we've lost 2 in a row.
That one's probably been almost longer than the last time they were shut out.
So,
punt team comes out for the Redmen as Trenton Colby out to punt the ball away. A high kick here as this one is going to land and then take a Redman bounce inside the 20 and roll that at about the 17.
So let's see what the Panthers want to do offensively. Are they going to send back in the starters and try to get something? Or, yeah, it looks like most of the stars are coming back as the Panthers do not want to get shut out. But on the same thing, I think the Redmen's got their starting defense back in there also.
Well, let's see here as they still running players in and out here. Griffin Kugler's out there. Colton Shoemaker, Trenton Colby, and Sergio Lambert in the secondary. Yeah, up front, looks like, well, now they're running some players off. Sass, Lehman, Bailey, and not sure who the other one is. I think that's Raby, Nathan Raby, and a defensive tackle. So the front 4 are different.
Sides goes back to pass. Now he just takes off, wants to run, trying to get outside, makes one guy miss, hops around, still going, cuts back along the sideline, and he gets a block. He might have something going here. He's at the 30, the 25, and he's going to be run out of bounds. But the sides has got the Panthers with their deepest penetration so far here tonight, trying to get that 0 off the scoreboard.
Should have listened to me earlier, Jay. Now, that was just a great run by Ty Sides. He saw an opening as things started to break down, and he just showed just how fast, athletic, and smart he is because he kept having to cut back a couple different times on that one.
And now they pull him out. Give him a rest, I guess. It goes from the 17 to the 17, so nice run by Ty Sides as now into quarterback. I believe that is Ford for the Panthers. Joel Ford sets his team down, see if they can keep something going and see if they can get this pushed in here. He hands the ball off to the first back, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage and dropped.
And let's see here. That is going to be Chuck Bailey in on the tackle, I do believe. As, yep, it is Chuck. So Bailey getting the tackle that time.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Panthers.
We mentioned some different defensive players in there for the Redmen. Pickney comes in. Lambert, McKenzie, and not sure who the other linebacker is. He's turned just the right way. I can't see the second number.
So the Panthers send, looks like 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Tight end in tight. Forward again. Hands ball off to his first back through. He drives hit, scoots through there. He gets close to about the 15. So he's going to have a short gain on the play. as the Panthers just trying to run it right up the side with Ford in at quarterback. Give him a gain of about 3. Let's call it 3rd and 7. 2:22 left to go here in the 4th. And again, it's 27-0. Smith Center on top of the Panthers. So what do you do here on 3rd and 7? Trying to keep this drive alive. Your backup quarterback, Ford, is in. They send 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Ford goes back, wants to throw it. Shoots out, throws the ball out in front. He's got Keaton in there for a touchdown. So Ford comes in with 1:53 to go and throws, let's call it a 15-yard pass from Ford to Keaton. And the Panthers are on the board to avoid the shutout.
That was a nice play by Joel Ford to come in here late in the ball game. Stayed calm as he was getting pressured and found his man in the end zone.
So now, Panthers look like they may be short a guy. So they call a timeout. As like I say, I know the coaching staff from Phillipsburg wanted to get that goose egg off very, very badly. And on the same side, I'm sure Smith Center says, let's go ahead and shut Phillipsburg out if we can. And luckily for the Panthers, they got the points on the board.
So looks like they're getting set to kick the extra point here.
So the Panthers, Huganen in to try the extra point. Snap is back, ball is placed down, and his kick is up, and it is good. So the Panthers now trail it by the score of 27-7 here with 1:53 left to go in the 4th.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the rest of the 4th quarter right after this as you're listening to MCL Football on KKN KQMA.
I'm hoping everybody can come out and enjoy Old Settlers Day and homecoming festivities next Friday. Plainville's coming into town, and that should be a heck of a game there. As you may recall, Plainville beat Phillipsburg, I believe, by 4 points last week. So we'll see how Smith Center fares up against Jared Casey and all of those Cardinals. Plus, there's a dance at the fairgrounds. I believe it's Redline Velocity. Nope, not Redline Velocity. Yeah, that's what it is. And Paramount on Saturday night, plus all the activities, the parade, and everything that goes on. So come on out, enjoy Old Settlers Day.
Getting ready to kick off as they finally get points with 1:53 to go. They are on the scoreboard in the ball game.
4 plays, 83 yards, and 1:47. Of course, that big chunk of that coming off that one play by Ty Sides as the Redmen pick it up to about the 34-yard line. It looks like is where they're going to finally mark him down. Not sure. See who it was. So I missed the number when they brought it up or caught it. So we'll see if I can catch it now as they come off the bottom of the pile. It is going to be the quarterback, Nathan Yeager. So Yeager back to receive the punt, gets his team nice starting field position at their own 34-yard line with 1:45 left to play in this ball game. See what Coach Sass does here.
Panthers have all the reserves look like they're in for the Panthers as now the coaching staff trying to count heads and make sure don't have too many in there, but you could slip a 13th guy in there, 12th, 13th guy in.
So Yeager waits the snap. There it is, high snap once again, and just going to have to jump on it. And it looks like it is going to be Freddie Lambert jumping on it for the Redmen. I believe the center is now Brell Spees. And no, excuse me. It is actually Brennick Spees. There we go. That's what I meant. The younger brother. the younger Spees. Yeager getting set for the snap. Going to be second down and long after that one. So they're just going to hand it off to Bentley Montgomery. He's going to get up to the 35, and that's about it.
Ball came out, but the whistle had blown.
It's going to bring up third down and long with 1 minute exactly left to go in this ball game. Clock continues to run as the Redmen lead by 20, 27-7.
Lighting and Ford in on that last tackle.
So third down and about 8 for the Redmen here. So Redmen huddled up, taking as much time as possible, just kind of letting that clock run. As you know, they'd like to pick up the first down because they can pick up the first down. That basically seals the deal. As Yeager waits the snap. There it is. They're going to hand this one off to Sass. Sass is going to drive forward to pick up maybe a yard, if anything.
Middle of the Panther defensive line, the reserves all in there. Stop the ball carrier, and clock continues to run. But I don't think they're going to have to run another play.
13 seconds left. That's going to do it. Smith Center defeats Phillipsburg 27-7. As we'll take a timeout here. We'll come back and wrap things up right after this as you're listening to MCL Football on KKN, KQMA.
Thank you so much for everyone who's contributed. I hope everyone who likes this and enjoys it and likes to watch it can contribute also. You can send money to Smith Center Junior Senior High School, 300 Roger Barta Way, Smith Center, Kansas, 66967. We'll put your money to good use. Hope to see some of you folks at Belleville tomorrow. And, of course, next week, Plainville's in town. Smith Center Lady Red playing at TMP next Tuesday. So, for Derek McKenzie and myself, Alan Donovan, you're watching Redman football on www.usd237.com and Next Tech Channel 165. Thank you, Next Tech, for allowing me to use my cell phone to stream, or we wouldn't have any streaming. Next Tech for all of your high-tech needs, TV, internet, landline phones, wireless phones, business IT solutions to protect your network and your family with security systems. So, go Redmen. Go ahead and push the red button and the top button.